Hey guys, Rapids here, and I'm just gonna start a little tutorial series, just about, you know, it's more mapping for people who already map, improving techniques, workflow, things like that. Um, I suppose I might as well get a whole bunch of tutorials churned out, but I'm gonna start with kind of simple stuff that a lot of people ignore, and just kind of start off from there. So this is my first tutorial, and it is going to be basic structural room creation. So you want to go into Radiant. I've got my Radiant open already, so I'll just redirect that. Right. So what you want in a room is minimal texture usage, while at the same time making it look good. And there's one very simple technique I use to make rooms, and you can apply it to pretty much any shaped room. Is the directing the faces of the brushes, so then you can caulk as much as you can, so it doesn't render in the game, and so once portaled and everything like that, your map will run smoother and a bit more efficient. Especially this really makes a difference on large maps, because if there's a lot of rooms, you know, it'll really help out. So I'm just gonna bring my tool textures up. Right, so I'm gonna start off by just drawing a block like that. That's just the size that I'm just random. I'll make that caulk. And if you map by gameplay standards, you will know that a standard room should, before you hollow this out, should be 144 units high, because 144 high is 128 internally, and that is the standard height of a room according to gameplay standards. I'll leave a link for gameplay standards, the list of the unit measurements and things like that, if you don't already have it. So basically, you get your cube, and you want to click the hollow button with grid 8 selected. Just press 4 on your keyboard, and you want to click hollow. Now that hollows this out to create a box. Okay, so what I next do is I deselect the roof and deselect the ceiling by clicking shift and left click. I want to go into my side view here, and I want to bring the walls like down and then up 8 units from the top and 8 units from the bottom, so then it kind of fits within the size and nothing is overlapping. So if I deselect that, right, then what the next thing I do is you find a corner. I'm guessing it's going to be that corner, right? And you use I think it is the clipping tool. I can't be 100% sure, but what you want to do is click Control, Shift, and left click on that corner, so it'll give you a number 1, and then you can see a bit better. And then Control, Shift, left click on that corner, so you get a diagonal line straight across. And then you want to press Shift and Enter. After that, I deselect both walls, so only these corner pieces are selected, and I just press back to delete those. And that means that the faces internally are the only things there really. They both stop at the same point, and then we don't have any overlapping in the corners. So I'm just going to quickly do the rest of them, and we'll go from there. I like to normally, before I start detailing, I do... Hey, dog. Sorry about that. Before I do any detailing, I do prefer to select the walls inside the 3D view, just so I can leave this on the top view to be able to clip quickly. So once we have all that done, you can see on the outside the faces only match there, they don't overlap at all, and there, and it leaves, if I hide that, it leaves these faces, you can leave them as caulk, and that's less texturing. So if I go inside, I can select all of these, and because it's according to gameplay standards, I can kind of, if I use an interior wall texture, sorry if there's any background noise, it's just the dog going crazy. Internal wall texture, because I'm with like following gameplay standards, those textures will fit the wall height and width, and any one of them should look as it should. If you notice anything like that, and stick that in, and there we go. If you, I don't tend to do this, but if you are really wanting to save space, you can just resize the ceiling and floor, so then it kind of goes in like that, and then again that saves on brush size, so it saves on texture size, and it's just a little quirky thing, and that's pretty much how you should be creating a room, right? The same goes for like different shaped rooms. So if I wanted to have a room, textures, I'll just get my tools out again. If I wanted to have a room that was an L shape, like this, okay, all I would do was make sure they're both at the correct height, which they are, and hollow them out separately. The next thing I do was on the smaller kind of brush, I would delete that and then make this match that corner, and then use this one and overlap them just like every other corner. See, as that is overlapped, that is overlapped, that is overlapped, and because they're overlapped, that does enable us to cut it, and there's that. Obviously remember, you need to resize vertically as well, but yeah, and you would just do that all around the room, and there you have it. So that was my first tutorial, and bit of feedback maybe. Tell me if I should make any more. I've got a lot of knowledge in the program, so if anyone wants to learn how to do anything specifically mapping wise, yeah, just request a tutorial or anything like that, and I'll get on it definitely. Alright, thanks for watching, and bye now.